The cargo ship Gentle Harbor drifted through space like a piece of floating junk. Its hull showed scratches and dents from years of hauling supplies between distant colonies. Captain Jin Soo-hyun sat in his worn pilot chair, watching the stars through a cracked window. The ship looked old and tired, just like most human vessels that traveled the outer trade routes. "Captain, we have company," said Dr. Sarah Kim from her station. She pointed at the scanner display, showing 3 massive ships approaching fast. The vessels were sleek and black, each one 10 times larger than the Gentle Harbor. Jin Soo-hyun nodded calmly. "Dominion fleet ships. They found us sooner than expected." He activated the ship's communication system. "This is Captain Jin of the human cargo vessel Gentle Harbor. We carry medical supplies and food for the Kepler colony. We mean no harm." The response came quickly. The alien voice sounded proud and cold. "Human vessel. This is Admiral Zixthara of the Dominion Third Fleet. You will stop your engines and prepare to be boarded. Resistance will result in your destruction." "Understood," Jin Soo-hyun replied. He turned off the engines and activated the docking systems. "Sarah, Park, you know what to do. Stay calm and play your parts." Dr. Kim gathered her medical supplies, while Engineer Park Min-jun continued working on the engine controls. Both looked nervous, but not terrified. They had dealt with alien encounters before, though never with the powerful Dominion Empire. The alien ships surrounded the Gentle Harbor with ease. Their weapons could destroy the human vessel in seconds. A boarding tube connected to the cargo ship's airlock with a loud clang. Heavy footsteps echoed through the corridors as the aliens entered. Admiral Zixthara stepped aboard first. The alien stood 8 feet tall, with purple skin and 4 arms. Behind him came a squad of Dominion soldiers, wearing black armor and carrying energy weapons. Their eyes glowed red as they scanned the simple human ship. "Where is your captain?" the admiral demanded. Jin Soo-hyun walked forward slowly, keeping his hands visible. He looked like a typical human trader, wearing simple clothes and moving carefully. "I am Captain Jin. Welcome aboard our ship. How can we help you?" The admiral studied the human with disappointment. He had expected something more impressive from the species that had been expanding through their territory. Instead, he saw a small, weak creature that seemed more worried about spilling cargo than fighting. "You humans have been settling in Dominion space without permission," Zixthara said. "Your colonies must be removed. Your species will serve the Empire, or face extinction." "We only want to trade and live peacefully," Jin Soo-hyun replied. "Our colonies grow food and make medical supplies. We can help your people too." The alien soldiers spread through the ship, checking every room. They found boxes of medicine, food packages, and basic tools. Everything looked exactly like a normal cargo vessel. The crew quarters were small and simple. The engine room contained old but working machinery. "Sir, the ship appears to be what they claim," reported one soldier. "Basic cargo hauler with minimal weapons. 3 crew members total." Dr. Kim worked at her medical station, treating a small cut on Park Min-jun's hand. She moved efficiently, but without any military precision. Park himself seemed focused only on fixing a broken pipe, paying little attention to the armed aliens surrounding him. "Your technology is primitive," Admiral Zixthara observed, watching Park work with simple tools. "How do your people survive in space with such basic equipment?" "We make do with what we have," Jin Soo-hyun answered. "Humans are good at fixing things and finding solutions. We have been traveling between stars for many years now." The admiral walked through the cargo bay, examining the supplies. Everything appeared harmless. Food containers, medical equipment, replacement parts for colony machinery. Nothing that could threaten the mighty Dominion Empire. "Bring in Science Officer Kelnath," Zixthara ordered through his communication device. "I want detailed scans of this vessel and its crew." A smaller alien with large eyes and multiple scanning devices entered the ship. Kelnath immediately began taking readings of everything, from the walls to the crew members themselves. The science officer seemed excited to study the humans up close. "This should not take long," Kelnath said. "Preliminary scans show standard human biology and basic ship construction. Nothing unusual detected." Jin Soo-hyun watched the aliens work while maintaining his calm expression. He answered their questions politely and offered them water from the ship's supplies. Dr. Kim continued her medical work, occasionally glancing at the readings on her computer screen. Park kept repairing equipment, whistling softly as he worked. "Your people seem very relaxed for prisoners," Admiral Zeekthara noticed. "Do you not understand that your species faces conquest?" "We understand," Jin Soo-hyun said simply. "But fear will not help us now. We prefer to remain calm and hope for peaceful solutions." The alien soldiers reported from different parts of the ship. The cargo hold contained exactly what the manifest claimed. The crew quarters showed signs of long space travel, but nothing suspicious. The engine room had standard human technology, old but functional. "Sir, should we take them prisoner and proceed to their colony?" asked one soldier. Admiral Zeekthara considered this. The humans seemed harmless enough, and their ship contained useful information about human settlements. "Not yet. Let Kelnath complete the full scans first. I want to understand exactly what we are dealing with." The science officer continued working, taking detailed readings of the ship's systems and the crew's biological signatures. Each scan provided more data about human capabilities and technology. Soon they would know everything about this species. Jin Soo-hyun sat down at his captain's chair and waited patiently. Dr. Kim organized her medical supplies while humming quietly. Park Min-jun found another broken component to repair, working as if the armed aliens were not even there. To the Dominion forces, the humans looked completely ordinary. A simple cargo crew going about their daily routine, showing no signs of hidden weapons or military training. Just another primitive species that would soon bow before the Empire's power. Admiral Zeekthara felt confident about the coming conquest. These humans would provide useful slaves for Dominion colonies. Their technology could be improved, and their resources claimed for the Empire. Within days, this sector would belong to the Dominion, completely. The aliens had no idea that everything was about to change. Science Officer Kelnath activated his advanced scanning equipment inside the gentle harbor. The devices hummed softly as they began deep analysis of the human crew and their vessel. What started as routine scans quickly became something that made the aliens' 4 eyes widen with growing concern. "Interesting," Kelnath muttered, studying the readings from Captain Jin Soo-hyun. "Admiral, the human biology is more complex than our initial reports suggested." Admiral Zeekthara moved closer to examine the data. "Explain." "Their bone density is remarkable," the science officer said, pointing at the display. "This human skeleton could withstand impacts that would shatter most species. And look at these muscle fiber readings. They suggest physical strength far beyond what their size would indicate." Wei. Jin Soo-hyun continued sitting calmly in his chair, apparently unaware of the detailed examination. He watched the stars through the cracked window, occasionally making notes in a simple logbook. Kelnath moved to scan Dr. Kim next. The results made his scanning device beep in confusion. "Admiral, this is very strange. The female shows evidence of surviving multiple forms of environmental damage. Radiation exposure, extreme temperature variations, atmospheric toxins. Yet, she appears completely healthy." Dr. Kim looked up from her medical work and smiled politely at the alien. "Is everything all right? You look concerned." "Just routine scans," Kelnath replied, though his voice carried new uncertainty. He continued his analysis, diving deeper into human cellular structure. What he found made his hands shake slightly. "Their cells regenerate at impossible speeds," he whispered to Admiral Zeekthara. "This level of healing ability should not exist in nature, and their immune systems have adapted to countless diseases and toxins." How did they survive long enough to evolve such defenses? The Admiral frowned. Perhaps their world was more dangerous than our scouts reported. Kelnath moved to scan Park Min-jun, who was still working on repairs. The young engineer's readings proved even more disturbing. This one shows evidence of surviving in vacuum for extended periods. His lungs and blood chemistry suggest adaptation to environments that would kill our soldiers in minutes. Park looked up from his work and noticed the alien staring at him. Need something fixed? I am pretty good with most equipment. No, continue your work, Kelnath said quickly. He turned back to his instruments, scanning the ship itself now. The hull composition readings made him step backward in alarm. Admiral, this vessel is not what it appears to be, he said urgently. The hull contains materials I have never seen before. They appear to be standard metals, but the molecular structure is completely unknown, and these power signatures from the cargo bay do not match any normal supplies. Admiral Zeeksthara began to feel the first stirrings of doubt. Show me these readings. The scanner revealed that the ship's walls contained layers of strange alloys woven together in patterns that seemed random but showed incredible strength. What looked like simple patches and repairs were actually sophisticated modifications that enhanced the vessel's capabilities. The engine signatures are wrong too, Kelnath continued. They read as basic human technology, but the power output suggests something far more advanced. And these computer systems have encryption that my equipment cannot penetrate. Dr. Kim worked at her medical station, but Kelnath's scans revealed that her simple supplies contained compounds that did not exist in any known database. Some appeared to be medicines, but others showed properties that could only be described as biological weapons. The female's medical supplies contained substances that could eliminate entire populations, Kelnath reported with growing fear. Yet they are stored alongside healing medicines and basic first aid equipment. Jin Soo-hyun continued making notes in his logbook, but enhanced scans revealed that the writing contained mathematical formulas and star charts far more detailed than any cargo captain should possess. His simple clothes contained fibers that could resist energy weapons and extreme temperatures. Sir, I am detecting hidden compartments throughout this vessel, Kelnath said, his voice now clearly worried. The cargo bay contains items that my scanners identify as harmless supplies, but they give off energy signatures that suggest military applications. Admiral Zeeksthara studied the growing pile of concerning data. Perhaps their technology is more advanced than we thought, but they still appear cooperative and peaceful. That is what worries me most, Kelnath replied. I have been scanning their brain activity. All 3 humans show neural patterns associated with combat veterans. Specifically, they demonstrate the mental conditioning of soldiers who have survived impossible odds multiple times. The science officer's equipment revealed more disturbing information. The human's nervous systems operated at speeds that would allow reaction times far beyond normal biological limits. Their sensory organs could detect threats across a much wider spectrum than Dominion forces realized. Admiral, I must scan their genetic code more deeply, Kelnath said. These initial readings suggest artificial enhancements, but the modifications are so advanced, they appear natural. The genetic analysis proved to be the most terrifying discovery yet. Human DNA contained backup systems and redundancies that would allow them to adapt to almost any environment. Their genetic code had been modified by technologies that the Dominion Empire could not even understand. They have been engineered for survival, Kelnath whispered. Not just survival, but supremacy. Every aspect of their biology has been enhanced for warfare, exploration, and conquest. These are not peaceful traders, Admiral. These are perfect predators. Park Min-jun finished his repair work and tested the component. It functioned flawlessly, but Kelnath's scans revealed that the young engineer had made improvements that enhanced the system's performance beyond its original specifications. Every tool he touched became more efficient and more dangerous. The human brain scans show something else disturbing, Kelnath continued. They possess perfect memory recall and can process tactical information at incredible speeds. They are constantly analyzing our movements, our weapons, our weaknesses. Dr. Kim hummed softly as she organized her supplies. But the alien scanners showed that she was actually categorizing her materials for maximum efficiency in combat situations. Her medical knowledge included detailed understanding of alien biology that could be used to cause harm rather than healing. "Admiral, we need to leave this ship immediately," Kelnoth said urgently. "These humans are not what they appear to be. They are warrior scientists, designed for conquest and survival. Every aspect of their existence is optimized for warfare." Admiral Zeke-Thara looked around the simple cargo ship with new eyes. What had seemed like harmless clutter now appeared to be carefully placed equipment with multiple deadly applications. The relaxed crew looked different when viewed as trained killers pretending to be peaceful traders. "But they seem so calm and cooperative," the Admiral said, though his confidence was fading. "That is exactly what makes them so dangerous," Kelnoth replied. "They show no fear, because they do not consider us a threat. They are confident they can handle whatever we bring against them." The science officer's final scans revealed the most chilling truth of all. The humans were not just adapted for survival, they were adapted for victory. A soft beeping sound echoed through the gentle harbor's bridge. Captain Jin Soo-hyun glanced at a small device on his wrist and nodded slightly. The sound meant that other human ships had detected the Dominion fleet and were moving into position. It was time to drop the peaceful act. "Admiral Zeke-Thara," Jin Soo-hyun said calmly, standing up from his chair. The alien admiral turned to face him, confused by the sudden change in the human's tone. "What do you mean?" "I mean that your science officer is correct about everything he discovered," Jin Soo-hyun replied. His voice remained calm, but something dangerous had entered his eyes. "We are not peaceful traders. We never were." Before the admiral could respond, Dr. Kim moved with impossible speed. Her hands flew across her medical equipment, mixing compounds that released a fine mist into the ship's air system. The Dominion soldiers immediately began coughing as their breathing became difficult. "Paralysis agent designed specifically for your species, Doctor," Kim explained pleasantly. "It will not kill you, but you will find movement increasingly difficult. We studied Dominion biology for many years before this meeting." Park Min-jun pressed a hidden switch near his repair station. Suddenly, panels opened throughout the ship, revealing advanced human weapons and defensive systems. What had appeared to be cargo containers folded out into military equipment that the aliens had never seen before. "The engine modifications I was making," Park said with a grin. "I was actually preparing our weapons systems and blocking your communications. Your fleet cannot contact your homeworld anymore." Admiral Zeke-Thara tried to draw his weapon, but the paralysis agent had already begun affecting his nervous system. His movements became slow and clumsy. Around him, his soldiers struggled with the same problem. "Impossible," Science Officer Kelnoth gasped. "How did you develop biological agents so quickly? We only made contact minutes ago." Jin Soo-hyun walked over to a wall panel and placed his hand on it. The scanner recognized his palm print and activated hidden systems throughout the ship. "We have been watching your empire for 30 years. Every time you conquered a species, we captured some of your soldiers and studied them. We know everything about Dominion biology, technology, and tactics." The lights dimmed as the ship's true nature revealed itself. What had seemed like simple corridors now showed military efficiency in every design choice. Hidden weapons emerged from walls. Blast shields sealed important areas. The cargo ship transformed into a fortress. "You see, Admiral, humans are very good at pretending, Doctor," Kim said as she prepared more specialized compounds. "We learned early in our development that survival often depends on appearing harmless until the moment to strike arrives." Park activated more systems from his engineering station. The ship's engines, which had seemed old and simple, now showed their true power. Energy readings spiked as weapons came online, and shields activated around the vessel. Our species evolved on a world that tried to kill us every day, Jin Soo-hyun explained, walking among the struggling aliens. Poisonous atmosphere, deadly radiation, predators that could hunt us across continents, diseases that adapted faster than medicine could cure them. We learned to be patient, to plan, to strike only when victory was certain. Admiral Zix Thera managed to activate his emergency beacon, but no signal left the ship. Human jamming technology blocked all communications with the Dominion fleet outside. Your ships are wondering why they lost contact, Park said cheerfully. They will assume technical problems for several more minutes. That gives us time to have our conversation, without interruption. Kelnath's scanning equipment revealed the full extent of human preparation. Every surface contained hidden technology. Every innocent tool served multiple deadly purposes. The simple cargo vessel was actually a sophisticated weapon platform designed to look harmless. The medical supplies, Dr. Kim said, holding up a small container. Each one can cure diseases, enhance performance, or eliminate specific biological targets. Human medicine advances by solving problems and creating solutions. Sometimes, those solutions work better for war than healing. Jin Soo-hyun accessed the ship's computer system, which revealed detailed intelligence files on Dominion military capabilities. The humans had been gathering information for decades, learning weaknesses and developing countermeasures for every alien weapon and tactic. We know about your homeworld's location, your fleet positions, your supply lines, and your command structure, Jin Soo-hyun said. We have mapped every Dominion base and identified every important leader. We have been preparing for this war since before your empire knew humans existed. The paralysis agent continued affecting the alien soldiers, but Dr. Kim adjusted the mixture to keep them conscious and able to listen. She wanted them to understand exactly what they faced. Human colonies are not just settlements, she explained. Each one is a fortress, designed to look peaceful. Every human civilian has military training. Every human ship carries hidden weapons. Every human world can become a military base within hours of receiving orders. Park showed them readings from the ship's true sensor array. Human vessels were already surrounding the Dominion fleet, having approached while cloaked by technology the aliens could not detect. Stealth systems based on studies of your sensor equipment, Park said proudly. We know exactly what you can and cannot see. Right now, 50 human ships have weapons locked onto your vessels, and your crews have no idea they are already dead. Admiral Zixthara struggled to speak through the paralysis. Your people seemed so peaceful, so weak. We learned that from studying species your empire conquered, Jin Soo-hyun replied. Every race that fought you directly was destroyed. Every species that showed strength was eliminated. But you always underestimated enemies that appeared harmless. The ship's communication system activated, showing views from outside. Human vessels had indeed surrounded the Dominion fleet. The alien ships sat helpless, their weapons and engines disabled by technology they had never encountered. Humans are patient hunters, Doctor, Kim said as she monitored the aliens' biological functions. We watch, we learn, we adapt. Then, when our prey feels safe and confident, we strike with overwhelming force. Science Officer Kelnath's equipment detected energy signatures from the human ships that defied everything he understood about physics and engineering. Your technology. It is impossible. How did you advance so quickly? Necessity, Jin Soo-hyun answered simply. When survival depends on being better than everything trying to kill you, you become very creative, very quickly. Human innovation comes from desperation, and we have been desperate for survival since we first looked at the stars. The true scope of human preparation became clear as more information displayed on the ship's screens. Every Dominion patrol route had been mapped. Every alien weakness had been catalogued. Every military asset had been located and targeted. Park smiled at the overwhelmed aliens. Welcome to humanity's galaxy. You just did not know it belonged to us yet. The paralysis agent began wearing off the Dominion soldiers, but their relief lasted only moments. As movement returned to their limbs, they discovered that Captain Jin Soo-hyun had disappeared into the ship's corridors. The simple cargo vessel had become a maze of deadly passages where humans held every advantage. Admiral Zeke-Thara struggled to his feet and activated his weapon. Find the humans and eliminate them. This ship will become their tomb. His soldiers spread through the corridors. But the layout had changed. Walls had shifted, creating new passages while blocking others. Emergency lighting cast strange shadows that hid potential threats. The familiar became alien, and the aliens became prey. Dr. Kim's voice echoed from hidden speakers throughout the ship. Attention Dominion forces. You are now experiencing human hunting tactics. We suggest you surrender before this becomes unpleasant for everyone. A soldier named Vextar rounded a corner and found himself in complete darkness. His weapon's energy beam revealed empty corridor. But something moved behind him. He spun around to find Captain Jin Soo-hyun standing there calmly, holding a simple wrench. Your armor is impressive, Jin Soo-hyun said conversationally. But human tools are designed to take apart anything we encounter, including alien technology. The wrench moved faster than Vextar could track. It struck his armor at specific joints, causing power failures and system crashes. Within seconds, the sophisticated military equipment became useless weight. Jin Soo-hyun vanished back into the shadows before the alien could respond. Squad 2. Report status. Admiral Zeke-Thara ordered through his communication device. Silence answered him. 3 soldiers had entered the engineering section and simply disappeared. Their locator signals showed they were still alive, but they no longer responded to orders. Park Min-jun had used his knowledge of the ship's systems to create traps throughout the engineering area. Automated repair arms grabbed weapons and armor pieces. Magnetic fields disrupted alien equipment. Simple maintenance robots became guardian machines that herded intruders into contained areas. Engineering is secure, Park announced cheerfully over the communication system. Your soldiers are unharmed, but temporarily unable to participate in combat activities. They seem confused by human engineering practices. Science Officer Kelnath tried to scan for human life signs, but his equipment showed impossible readings. The humans appeared to be everywhere and nowhere, moving through areas that should have been solid walls and disappearing from spaces that had no exits. Admiral, they are using the ship's structure against us, Kelnath reported. The vessel contains passageways and hidden areas that do not appear on any scan. It is like fighting inside a living creature that wants us dead. Dr. Kim emerged from a medical bay carrying what appeared to be a simple first aid kit. 2 Dominion soldiers aimed their weapons at her, but she raised her hands peacefully. Please do not shoot, she said calmly. I am a doctor. I want to help your injured colleagues. The soldiers hesitated, confused by her non-threatening manner. During that moment of uncertainty, Dr. Kim activated devices from her medical kit that released targeted pheromones into the air. The aliens suddenly became drowsy and disoriented. Sleep induction compounds, she explained as they collapsed. Much more humane than traditional weapons. You will wake up in a few hours with mild headaches, but no permanent damage. Admiral Zeke-Thara found himself alone in the ship's bridge area, his forces scattered and defeated by 3 humans using basic equipment. His pride and confidence had evaporated, replaced by growing terror at humanity's capabilities. Show yourselves, cowards, he shouted. Fight with honor. Jin Soo-hyun stepped out from behind a control panel, followed by Dr. Kim and Park Min-jun. They looked relaxed and unhurried, as if they had been taking a pleasant walk rather than hunting armed aliens through a spaceship. Honor is an interesting concept, Jin Soo-hyun said. Your empire conquers peaceful species and enslaves entire populations. Where is the honor in that? Honor 5. Where is the honor? We are superior beings bringing order to the galaxy, the admiral replied. though his voice lacked its earlier confidence. Superior? Dr. Kim laughed softly. Your soldiers could not handle 3 humans on a cargo ship. Your technology failed against equipment you dismissed as primitive. Your tactics proved useless against opponents you considered weak. Park activated a display showing the status of the Dominion fleet outside. Every alien vessel had been disabled or captured by human forces. The mighty Third Fleet had been defeated without firing a single shot. Your ships are intact, and your crews are alive, Park explained. Human military doctrine prefers capture to destruction when possible. Dead enemies cannot learn from their mistakes or share warnings with others. Admiral Zixthara stared at the displays in disbelief. His entire fleet had been neutralized by an enemy he had never seen coming. Impossible. Our ships have the most advanced weapons in the galaxy. Had, Jin Soo-hyun corrected. Past tense. Human electronic warfare specialists have been studying Dominion technology for years. We know how to disable your systems without damaging the ships themselves. The communication system activated, showing transmissions from the captured fleet. Dominion crews reported that their vessels had simply stopped responding to commands. Engines shut down, weapons failed, life support systems continued operating but under human control. We could have destroyed your entire fleet before you knew we were there, Doctor, Kim said. Instead, we chose to demonstrate human capabilities in a way that preserves lives and delivers a clear message. Science Officer Kelnath was brought to the bridge by human security personnel who had appeared on the other ships. He looked shaken by his experience with human technology and tactics. Admiral, their capabilities exceed everything we thought possible, Kelnath reported. They have been preparing for this confrontation for decades. Every aspect of our military doctrine has been analyzed and countered. Park showed them detailed files on Dominion military structure, weapon specifications, and strategic planning. Human intelligence had penetrated every level of the alien empire's military organization. We know about your expansion plans, your resource requirements, your political structure, and your cultural weaknesses, Park said. Humans are very thorough when we decide to study something. Jin Soo-hyun walked over to the ship's communication system and prepared to send a message that would reach every corner of the galaxy. Admiral, you and your crews are going to deliver a warning to your empire and every other species that might consider humans easy prey. The human captain's expression became serious as he continued. Your people assumed we were weak because we appeared peaceful. You thought our technology was primitive because we did not display advanced weapons openly. You believed we could be conquered because we did not immediately fight back. Dr. Kim added her own message to the transmission. Human patience should not be mistaken for weakness. Human cooperation should not be confused with submission. And human kindness should never be seen as an invitation to attack. Park uploaded massive data files containing evidence of human capabilities throughout the galaxy. The information revealed a species that had been quietly building strength while appearing harmless to potential enemies. The choice is simple, Jin Soo-hyun concluded. Your empire can coexist peacefully with humanity, or it can face the consequences of continuing its aggressive expansion. But you will never again have the advantage of surprise. Admiral Zixthara realized that his mission to conquer human space had become a desperate need to warn his people about the true nature of the threat they faced. Admiral Zixthara stood on the bridge of the Gentle Harbor, surrounded by the 3 humans who had destroyed everything he believed about military superiority. Outside, his entire fleet waited helplessly under human control, their crews alive but powerless. You want me to carry a message back to the Dominion, the Admiral said slowly. What makes you think my superiors will believe such an impossible story? Captain Jin Soo-hyun smiled and activated the ship's main communication array. Because you will have proof that cannot be denied. 9. The display screens filled with images from across the galaxy. Human settlements that the Dominion had dismissed as primitive farming colonies revealed their true nature. Defensive weapons emerged from hidden bunkers. Military spacecraft uncloaked around every major trade route. Advanced orbital platforms activated around human worlds. Every peaceful human colony you have observed contains enough military power to defeat a Dominion battle group, Dr. Kim explained. We have been building this network for over 50 years. One innocent settlement at a time. Park Min-jun brought up star charts showing the true extent of human expansion. The Dominion Empire found itself surrounded by human territories that had been hidden in plain sight. What appeared to be empty space actually contained cloaked human installations monitoring alien activities. We know the location of your homeworld, Park said casually. We have mapped every Dominion base, supply route, and defensive position. Human ships have been watching your empire from inside your own territory for decades. Science officer Kelnath studied the displays with growing horror. The refugee ships we allowed to pass through our space. The trading vessels we ignored because they seemed harmless. They were all reconnaissance missions. Humans are excellent at appearing non-threatening, Jin Soo-hyun confirmed. We learned early that survival often depends on being underestimated. Your empire helped us perfect that skill by destroying every species that fought you openly. The communication system activated incoming messages from Dominion High Command. Admiral ZX Thara's superiors demanded status reports and explanations for the fleet's silence. The alien officers had no idea their forces had been captured. Answer them, Jin Soo-hyun instructed. Tell them exactly what happened here. Explain that the Dominion Third Fleet encountered a human cargo ship and discovered that everything they believed about humanity was wrong. Admiral ZX Thara hesitated. Reporting such a complete defeat would destroy his career and possibly result in execution for incompetence. But the evidence surrounding him made denial impossible. High Command, this is Admiral ZX Thara reporting a critical intelligence update. He began reluctantly. Human military capabilities have been severely underestimated. Request immediate strategic reassessment of expansion plans. 17 Anyone. Raud. Request in Marikadid. Resend of expansion. Request of expansion. Request of expansion. The response came quickly. Explain your statement, Admiral. Current intelligence shows humans possess minimal defensive capabilities. Dr. Kim stepped forward and spoke directly into the communication system. Dominion Command. This is Dr. Sarah Kim of the Human Colonial Defense Network. Your intelligence is deliberately inaccurate. We have been ensuring your scouts and spies only see what we want them to see. Silence followed her statement. Then multiple voices began speaking at once from Dominion headquarters, demanding explanations and threatening retaliation. Your threats mean nothing, Park said calmly. Human defensive systems are already tracking every Dominion military vessel in this sector of the galaxy. We can eliminate your forces whenever we choose to do so. Jin Soo-hyun activated displays, showing real-time locations of Dominion ships throughout their empire. Human surveillance networks had been monitoring alien movements for years, gathering intelligence while remaining completely undetected. We offer you a choice, Jin Soo-hyun announced to the Dominion leadership. Withdraw your forces from human space and establish peaceful trade relationships, or face the consequences of continuing your aggressive expansion. Impossible, came the reply from Dominion Command. No species has ever forced the Empire to retreat. No species like humanity has ever existed in your galaxy, Dr. Kim replied. We are not like the races you conquered before. We do not fight with honor or follow predictable military doctrine. We fight to win, using whatever methods prove most effective. The displays showed more evidence of human capabilities. Advanced weapons that could destroy planets. Biological weapons designed to target specific alien species. Technology that could disrupt Dominion communication and transportation networks across their entire empire. You see only a small sample of human military power, Park explained. This cargo ship represents the most basic level of our defensive capabilities. Our actual warships and weapons remain hidden throughout the galaxy, ready to respond to threats. Science Officer Kelnath transmitted his detailed scans of human biology and technology back to Dominion scientists. The data would force them to reconsider everything they thought they knew about warfare and survival. The humans have evolved beyond normal biological limits, Kelnath reported. They have adapted their entire species for conquest and survival. Fighting them would be like declaring war on evolution itself. Admiral Zixthara realized the full scope of his situation. His empire had stumbled into contact with a species that had been preparing for this moment for generations. Every human colony, every trade mission, every peaceful contact had been part of a vast intelligence-gathering operation. "You studied us while pretending to be harmless," the Admiral said with grudging admiration. "How long have you been planning this revelation?" "Since the first day humans learned about the Dominion Empire," Jin Soo-hyun answered. "We do not start fights, but we always finish them. Your people chose to threaten human colonies. That choice has consequences." The communication with Dominion Command continued, with human evidence overwhelming alien arguments. Military leaders who had planned easy conquest found themselves facing an enemy that had been preparing countermeasures for decades. "We will release your ships and crews unharmed," Dr. Kim announced. "Admiral Zixthara will return to your territory with complete intelligence files about human capabilities. Study them carefully before deciding your next actions." Park uploaded massive data packages to the Dominion fleet's computers. The information contained detailed analysis of alien military weaknesses and examples of human technological superiority that could not be dismissed as deception. "Your empire can choose cooperation or conflict," Jin Soo-hyun said as he prepared to release the alien forces. "But you will make that choice, knowing exactly what humanity is capable of achieving." Admiral Zixthara received control of his ship back, though he knew human systems still monitored every move. His fleet had been defeated without casualties, but the demonstration of human power would haunt Dominion strategic planning for generations. "This is not over," the Admiral said, though his voice lacked conviction. "Yes, it is," Jin Soo-hyun replied calmly. "The age of Dominion expansion ended the moment you scanned this ship and discovered what humans really are. Now your people must decide whether they want us as allies or enemies." As the Dominion fleet departed, carrying news that would reshape galactic politics, Captain Jin Soo-hyun returned to his simple cargo run. The gentle harbor resumed its peaceful journey to the Kepler colony, looking once again like an ordinary human trading vessel. But across the galaxy, the message was spreading. Humanity was no longer hiding.